Hi, my name is Shayla, and my speech is going to be to my little sister who's going to be attending Korean in the next year. I love her so much, and I love her so much that I'm going to be giving her some tips, tricks, and some do's and don'ts about not having to stress over finals. I know it's crazy. I'm going to tell you how. And building a deeper relationship with Jesus, and of course, perception with friends, and not having to worry about that and know your true identity. Now, I know my sister might not appreciate this advice right now. I know I wouldn't at her age, but I'm hoping this video one day will get to her to the point where she will go through her high school career and finally say, I think you were right about a couple of these things. And I'll tell her, I told you so. So let's get into these do's and don'ts. So my first don't worry about not making friends the first day or even week of orientation. You're going to be set up with some friend groups in, not friend groups, but some Blue One group and activities, and Link Crew is going to get you, mingled all together. It's okay if you don't find your perfect person. You could have mutuals, you could have friends. It's okay if you don't click automatically. Those people aren't your for-lifers unless you find a couple. I have a couple friends from there, but the real friends are the ones that you naturally make. And I want you to just focus on being yourself. Of course, be outgoing and, enthusiastic like yourself, but that's how you're going to make friends. The real friends are made by the Blue One. Everyone's so tired, and even the teacher's falling asleep. And finally, this person reaches over and be like, isn't this class so boring? And you agree, and you start talking. That is an instant friendship that you'll make for life. At least for me, I'm still best friends with this person. So just take that with a grain of salt. Now, don't worry about how you look first thing in the morning. You're not gonna look perfect, all right? I know you're going to try to, and I know you want to wake up 2 hours before school starts to prep, get ready, hair, accessorize, all that stuff. And I want you to know, do that for yourself. If 2 hours is what it takes for you to, feel confident and be like, I look good for myself, do it. If you do it just so the school can see you as this perfect face with perfect bag, products, nails, all that stuff, it's not worth it. You're going to be in the same boat like the second week of kids, realizing that it's not that big of a deal. And I stopped giving up probably the second week, being like, it's not worth it, doing my hair like intensively just so other people can see me and be like, oh, that's a cute hairstyle. Do it for yourself, okay? That's all I want you to prioritize, because in the end, we're all in the same boat at 8 in the morning listening to a boring algebra class. Nobody's going to be looking at your hair during that time. Now, my next this is really important. Do maintain a relationship with Jesus and continue to build it. Now, I know you're a church rat. You've gone to the church and have gone to private school all of your life, middle school, junior high, all that jazz. Me too. I understand if you don't want to be loaded and bombarded with Jesus and scripture and parables because you already know all that stuff. Or at least you think you do. You may know the verses, but I feel as though my teachers at Korean, not just theology teachers, have helped me understand a deeper meaning of the why to that scripture. Not just what, the why. It could be the historical background, the biblical background, spiritually what it means. You're going to find different meanings to everything, and that's how you build a stronger relationship with Jesus, is by understanding scripture. And of course, going to your counselor if you need anything, a trusted teacher, friends who could love and pray over you. Keep that. Now, my next don't is do not stress, okay? It's going to be so hard, but do not stress over getting the perfect A's, getting the perfect GPA, taking all the honors and AP classes. I know there's going to be a lot of academic pressure, especially at Korean with sports in school, but in the end, it's a matter of what you do. You're going in already adjusting as a freshman. That's already hard enough. I don't want you to take classes that is going to cause you stress just because it bumps you up a GPA like a couple of points. It's not worth it. And this is taken from someone who, I used to be an academic weapon, still am, but I've just learned to accept that as long as I did my best and things are out of my control if I didn't do as good as a test as I wanted to. Nobody is perfect, okay? And a verse that I want to relate to quickly is Matthew 6:34 that talks about, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. This world, this life, and especially high school, is going to go by just like that. So, would you rather stress out in the moment about, grades, school, sports, even talking to people and thinking, having drama? Would you rather worry about that or worry about making friends, having fun, the Bible study that you go to, all that stuff? I did. Speaking from experience, I had a lot of struggles with maintaining good grades and a healthy social life, and as soon as I chose to be carefree, just try my best, it's made my life so much better. So prioritize your mental health, prioritize you, okay? And that's basically it. And I have other things, but I didn't want to yap on for too long. But I love you so much, Coral, and I'm really excited to see how you grow into a young woman of God next year. And just know I'm always a phone call away. I'll see you later.